Hey everybody, KC here. So a couple of stories have popped up in the last few days, both of them about cars, and one of which I think speaks to an issue that we talk about a lot here on Morning Newsbeat. The first one is from Fierce Wired, and it talks about how AT&T has come up with this technology that basically allows people who own BMWs to turn their cars into a smartphone. You can basically use mobile data, you can get hands-free calls in the car, even if you don't have your cell phone with you. And this is really sort of interesting. It costs about $20 a month, plus taxes and fees and stuff like that. But that's pretty cheap for a cell phone, especially one that you can drive at 65 miles an hour. And it's this whole idea of connectivity. You know, they're also working with an off-road vehicle company called Polaris. And basically, if you have an off-road vehicle, you're going to be able to use the same technology to find things like remote vehicle location services, vehicle health monitoring, messaging features, and information on over 1 million miles of preloaded trails for ride planning. And, you know, to me, first of all, yeah, there's a lot of room here for an easy AT&T joke, but I think it's also a reflection of how things are getting even more connected. And I think we're at a time where, you know, because of economic issues and coming out of the pandemic and slamming into inflation, everybody's concerned about a recession, that I think things are going to go back to the way they were. And they don't need to worry about things like this kind of connectivity. But here's the thing. Things never go back to the way they were. Things are always moving forward, sometimes in fits and starts, but things are always going to move forward. And this kind of connectivity, which might allow people to use their cars to place supermarket orders or order takeout from a restaurant without even needing your smartphone, I think this is the way of the future. You know, it's interesting. The New York Times has a story about electric vehicles. And you know how electric vehicles have all these fancy screens? Well, there's apparently one thing that a lot of electric vehicles are not going to have going forward: AM radio. According to the Times, an increasing number of electric models have dropped AM radio in what broadcasters call a worrisome shift that could spell trouble for the stations and deprive drivers of a crucial source of news in emergencies. Now, I gotta be honest, I never listen to AM radio. I don't even listen to FM radio. I listen to Sirius or podcasts, or I play music off my iPhone. If I need traffic information, I'm gonna use Waze. But I almost never listen to traditional radio, except maybe for a Mets game. So frankly, I don't care. But as I found out when we were talking about it, Mrs. Content Guy really does care about this stuff. I don't pay attention. Usually when she gets up, I'm already working. But every morning, she listens to AM radio. She listens to 880 AM news. She gets a quick summary of the news. She gets traffic and weather together every 10 minutes. Even if she's not going anywhere, she listens to the traffic report. So if there's an issue, she can inform one of our kids that, hey, you might want to pay attention to that. So here's the deal. If Mrs. Content Guy cares, I think I better care, even if it's about listening to some obsolete form of communication. But then again, I probably shouldn't be too critical, because she's driving a hybrid car and I'm driving a Mustang with a stick shift manual transmission. So I guess you pick your moments. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.